other than
At
the
least not
Emirate.
right now.
Yeah, not right now, but still, it's about waiting and see what tomorrow's gonna put out. Wait, we got a comment here. Shout out to my
Because
man.
I have nationals at the end of May for powerlifting. So I have
Yeah,
to think about that too.
yeah. We got here. Shout out to my man. Jeremy says this. He says, I wish they would add at least uh women's physique here to the Indie Pro. I think they had it before. No, they had women's bodybuilding 1 year, but that was the other
Yeah,
Indie Pro.
thanks to
Yeah,
my company. But I thought the Indie Pro was done. I didn't think he was doing it anymore.
I think somebody switched hands, and he might have switched hands, and somebody took it over. You
Oh,
know,
okay. Because he
yeah,
didn't remember he didn't have it last year. Like it was like no more after
yeah,
2022.
yeah. We have a comment here that says Tupelo looks like it doesn't have pro women's bodybuilding or physique as well. Oh shit! So Tupelo.
I'm telling you, wellness has come over and just it has plagued these divisions. It has plagued these divisions, and it's like it's an extremely popular division, and other shows are jumping to it, and they're cutting out bodybuilding and physique, and it's just like,
And there's some shows that just have wellness. They don't have any other divisions. Like if there's some shows that those promoters would just have because those shows are they say are easy turnarounds. You can just have bikini, you can just have men's classic, you can have men's physique, you can have wellness, and now you have, excuse me, fit model
yeah.
because there's easy turnaround shows.
So
Uh,
I've seen a lot of promoters, they're excluding even figure, not to mention obviously bodybuilding and physique. They're dropping those divisions and adding in wellness because it's more popular, it's easier, it is heavily supported, and it's crazy. It's almost that's why I called it a plague. It's come in and just kind of, you know, unfortunately.
Well, because I think the look of it, when it first came in, it's supposed to be very more soft and feminine. But now the girls, because how influential bodybuilding is, the girls are getting more ripped and shredded.
But
Even
yeah, they are. They're hard as nails down below, but it's how it's hurting women that are in figure, physique, and bodybuilding that want to make that crossover can't because they've trained their upper body up so much that they can't get it to come down for that wellness look, even though they have the lower body hardness or they can get it, whatever, whatever. But they reach an obstacle here, up here in the upper body.
mhm. like
That's
with
what's
Chris,
killing it.
like with Christina
That,
Mendoza, she has to really drop a lot of size because she's been a bodybuilder for at least over 5 years. That
yeah,
distance she has gained, it's going to take her at least, and she's much older. She's like I think Christina's like in her mid 30s. It's going to take her a long time to really, even if she does switch over next year, she's going to still be just a bodybuilder in high heels.
yeah, that's what she's going to be. Essentially, what I was. I hate to
Mhm.
say it, but I played the hard road. Like I went there and did it and stood on that stage and saw, and I was like, okay, this is not going to work, unfortunately.
Well, I saw this video from there was three of the women who were at your show, and those girls was wow. I'm looking at myself. I sent to a friend of mine. We were talking about Christina. Says these are just top three at this show, and this is just Olympia qualifier. Imagine if you want to try to get qualified at Olympia. If you don't, if you just, I know quite a few ladies who made that switch, and some, it might have worked out for them because maybe they wasn't as big or wasn't as developed. Others, it just didn't work because you still was carrying a lot of mass from being either physique or figure or even women's bodybuilding.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just not working.
Yeah, shout out to my man Jeremy says Gary Unit now does the BB for Indiana. Okay, Garrett, he's one of the I would call he's part of the syndicate. With guys like Tim Gardner and Steve Weinberger. It's the whole family thing with NPC. Tyler Mannion, who is I say like this to me, I saw him when he was in Tampa. He was one of the judges at the Tampa Pro. And it's still just how I think he's 31, 32. you're still wet behind ears and breast smell like Similac. How are you a head judge at any show where you have not even been a competitor? Yes, we know your family, runs the IFBB NPC, but again, like one, this is one thing I know that this, like he does a critique after the Olympia, especially he has done just about all the other divisions except for women's body and women's physique. He just did a critique of the Atlantic Coast show for men's classic and men's physique, but has
Okay.
not even put out the critique for women's bodybuilding and women's physique at the Olympia. I mean, I know some ladies, it doesn't make sense. Here, shout to my man David, sticking in here, brother. Thank you. Says, shit, it's more like unwellness for the muscle division. Ugh. Yeah, because it's
Oh yeah, it's definitely, I hate to say this. I've never seen a division such as this that promotes so much, not just like harsh things that you have to take to diet down and look a certain way, but the fakeness of it, the boobs, the implants. Oh yeah, some of these girls actually have implants in you know where else. Um, it's a very plastic division. Like they promote the plastics and the PDs and you're right. It is a pretty unhealthy division. Because
well,
if
I
you don't have the
know.
boobs, and most girls that hard are not going to have them, no girls are going to have them. Everybody's got them, so you got to go get those done. And then there's other things that they do, especially coming out of Brazil, other surgeries and other things that they do to help sculpture that look. So
Well,
it
I just saw a while back.
screams getting under the knife.
I saw a while back somebody seen it was a video of this guy talking about how some competitors use synth oil to, especially I think it was really prevalent with one competitor, Dr. Sunny, what's her face? Forget her name. Some say that she was really her last time she was in Olympia, her butt just looked like it was about you can pop it like a zit. It just didn't look as complete and even. It was just weird looking. I mean,
Yeah, I see a lot of that still. In the division, some of these girls, you're just like, okay. But I've figured out, because when you really dig in to see what's going on, there are slivers. It's almost like the same type that they used to put into like other like calves to slip calf implants in. See, there's like these tiny slivers of silicone that you can slip right into up underneath the main part of your glute and push it down where that tie-in comes in and elongate that tie-in, and nobody would know the difference because it's just a small sliver of a silicone implant. There are so many tricks out there, George, that these girls are doing and utilize, like it would blow your mind.
like I said, there's things like I said. I'm getting to this point in my life. Something's never surprised me. We have a guest, T. Dominic. Dominic says, "Why heavily promoting plastic division then?" Well, the thing is, it's about money.
And
Yes,
it's about a look. You don't
yeah,
know how they got to look that way, but all you know is that's how they look, and people are like, "That's cool. I like that."
yeah. Like
LOL.
like like the thing is, I'm not a big fan of breast implants. I'll be honest with you.
Every
Depending,
wellness competitor pretty much has them.
yeah, I think it's a handful that I think one girl I started following a little bit. Her name is this is the one I just showed a picture with the other girl, Tiff Sam, and she doesn't have them. She's one of the few. She's been to Olympia before, and to me, I think she has potential for women's bodybuilding more than if she's bringing the size. I mean, she's
Well,
not
she's
too
one of the
far.
ones that actually have some implant work, believe it or not. Word on the streets.
Yeah,
Not implants here where you're thinking, but somewhere else.
well, we know she doesn't have them in her chest, but she has like my man Jeremy said she's like a centaur or Clydesdale walk around the gym. I mean, but generally, you know, it's a thing about a certain look. Her conditioning is crazy. Like not just here. This is again, this picture right here on the right, your left. She looks more like physique or women's bodybuilding. She does wellness. The other picture, yeah, a little bit more like wellness, but this one where her abs are just too well together. I mean, they even tell girls in bikini they don't want you to have too much gyration of glutes. They don't want you to have um, overdeveloped abs. They want you to have developed stomach, but not to the point where you have a six pack.
Yeah, she might have won the Texas show, but she was told that she was way too big.
Mhm. Well,
That was her critique.
I think the thing she should do is this. She might need to move over. No
I
point,
don't think she wants to. I think she does too well looking her freakish nature of how she looks right now, which is enjoying looking like this. I think she makes enough money on just being a social media, mutant. I don't think she even honestly needs to compete.
Yes, there's quite a few of those women who are like on social media influencers, and they just
Yeah,
just
where
working
like
out and
this is just
training.
a look that they're building. It's a crazy look. It works for them. They don't even need to compete. They don't need to make it fit into a certain box.
Yeah, there's one
So
person I follow, Fafa Fitness, and she's very popular on Instagram. She does post a lot of stuff here and there. She crazy booty. So I think one point I think somebody asked her what she did think about doing. She said, she has a hesitation look to it. Say, I thought about it, but because she does really well on social media. That's the way you make your money. She collabs with other competitors, and even she does stuff with celebrities. I think the
yeah.
thing is,
So that would be the next move, for me, probably eventually, because like I feel like I'm one of those unicorns that have a certain look that kind of doesn't really fit into like a lot of the categories in the IFBB, but I don't know.
well, things like this, I think everybody has something about them that works for them. And also, this sport, it's, I don't know, doing this for quite some time. Because I said again, we have talked and discussion like this, and again, I'm an outsider. I'm an outsider. And also, I'm a muscle person. Small, y'all muscle ladies kind of fight me, you know. But I think people need to realize that there's a certain thing and a way how to do it. And if there's rules that are set for a certain division, if they want y'all ladies to look like a certain way, if you tell bikini girls, don't be too star rated, don't have a wide back, come in a little soft and feminine. Oh, instead of sticking to that rule, say, oh, let's make a new division and be a throwback to the old division. But what's going to happen is that new division is going to wind up looking like the division you're trying to throw back on, instead of just sticking to the rules. Like the judges are saying, like, okay, if someone like if a competitor comes in doing a physique show, and I'm looking at her and I'm saying, this is a woman's bodybuilder. You're not going to make the top 10. You're going to bottom out, or you're going to bottom out, because that's going to either you pull back on your training, or you move up to the division.
Yeah. And then there's like the whole other entity of age. Like for me, late 30s, you're already set in stone. You're not, your body is already set in stone. Like the foundations have been laid out. You can't undertrain something. You can't overtrain something. All you can do is polish it up and make a few minor changes. And that was the problem that I ran into wellness. I'm at the age where what I got is what I got. There is no training anything down. There is no training anything really up. There is just fine tuning and making it better, or getting it more conditioned, or minor changes, but that is it. So a lot of these women, if they're at that age, they got to roll with what they got. If they're a little bit younger, still in their 20s, late 20s, maybe very early 30s, you still got a chance to manipulate your body and completely like kind of change it and transform it like I used to be able to do, but I can't anymore. Then yeah, you've got a chance to undertrain, overtrain, or whatever you got to do to try to fit into a different division. But one thing I know now is when you reach a certain age, like where I'm at now, there is not too much transforming you're going to be able to do. Your body is like, no, this is us. This is how we are now. This is how we're going to be.
I can tell you, like I said, I've tried to lose a few pounds, and it takes a lot longer because I don't have the same energy. Because I just turned 51. just
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, and I'm becoming an old man. I'm a half century old. You're still young. You're still young, Philly. And then there's one person when I was in Tampa, I got to meet, and she is, I would say a female. That's Paula Ranta. And I think she's just 26 years old. 26. And I mean, she did I think this year she did at least about 8 shows. I mean, at 26, you're still growing. You're still cutting your teeth. You still got your baby teeth.
You're not at a mature muscle state yet. You won't reach that till you're about 35. And then when you get there, that's when it's very hard to manipulate and make some major changes. So that's why I'm stuck with what I've got right now. And what I'm stuck with is the last division that I did very good in, and that is physique. That's all we have. We don't have anything else.
You still working? You doing your own coach? Or you still working with your same coach?
No coach. I haven't had a coach in years, George.
Oh yeah, I think
I didn't have one for Daytona either.
that's the thing is that I think that's really a lot of work because you got to critique your own self. You have to see what you got to work with. I mean, a lot of competitors, I think, especially if you're a first time competitor, you gonna need a coach. Some do it, some don't. But then you have your own coaching band. That's everybody knows that's the Muscle Rim. That's been good
Yeah,
around. How's that been doing?
it's fine. It's small year. We have mainly the power lifters up underneath that brand now, and they've been doing fantastic. I had one client, she did well for her first show. She was all natural. She looked really good. Do I think she should have even placed better than she did? Yeah, but she still placed in everything that she went in. So, you know, just me being so busy, I can't really train that many people, I can barely train myself. But the door is always open, and because I don't push that brand except for the power lifters, but I don't have to do the powerlifting part.
Right now, I know. So a while back, you were doing some powerlifting competitions, and you say you're planning
Yeah,
to do
so I'm
one.
qualified for the nationals, and that's what I was mentioning that I have late April, late May. Late May is powerlifting nationals in Utah, which I qualified for. So I am trying to make that date.
Like I said,
So
with the Van Al show where it's going, it says like Man Davis is not going to do the pros. Um, Other than there's nothing really till May, and you're
until we
shooting.
see more, we never know till the full thing is out, and then from there, I just got to make a decision what I can do. Um, but work-wise, I plan to get this surgery done for my knee and recover from that. So there's going to be a period probably late February, all the way through spring, that I'm probably going to have to take time off of work to recover and train. So we have that working for us. So
Yeah,
if I'm thrown to have to push towards like late, maybe, and this is where it gets complicated because I don't want that powerlifting event to really clash into my physique stuff. But then again, maybe because it's physique now, it could actually help the situation. It's hard to say. We'll just have to see how prep goes to see if we can do stuff a couple weeks before or a couple weeks after, which would push us more into June. And there's tons of June shows. So I know that.
yeah, and the thing is, there's quite a few ladies who do powerlifting.
Yeah, I know.
Early in the season. I think sometimes you gotta be careful because one thing is with physique, you have to have that nice, more compact, slender look to you. But as you know now, if you're looking at women's physique now, some girls are getting really huge, getting really big. We were talking about how again some should move up. Like I'm looking at Rich Daniels. I think I remember when she was at Tampa. Her one of the clients was Keisha Oliver, and Keisha did Open and the Masters. And there's a picture of Rachel and Keisha together. Rachel's quads were way bigger than Keisha. And Keisha is a bodybuilder. She's a physique competitor, and her quads were way bigger. I mean, I look at one lady. Her name is Brigitte. She's from Germany. She was top 5 the last couple of shows. This chick, she won her qualification in Spain, but she looks like her shoulders, she has a nice taper to her, but her size, upper body wise, it's like it's yelling she should do women's bodybuilding. I mean, and again, these ladies, I know they want to move because then that means they can put them on size that, but then again, it's that muscle maturity. When you start hitting in your late 40s and up to your 50s, and your body stops. You can't stop growing, after your 20s. So I think it should really sit down and think about it. You can do better, like in a division, like I think with Melissa Tyke. She's been to Olympia twice as a competitor, but she never cracked the top five. Then with the Olympia, no, she never cracked the top 10. Then she went to women's bodybuilding. She was sixth. And the only reason why, because you have people like Andrea, you had Ashley, you had Lavinia, and you had Angela in that top four. And someone
Hmm.
like Alcyone, if she comes off on a bad day, or you can come in right there and take that spot.
Yeah. Well, like I said, with my age, like my body's not going to change a whole lot. So like me doing physique and powerlifting together, I really think it's going to be a pretty equilibrium, to be honest. One thing I've noticed, like I'm not going to get too much bigger and I ain't going to get a whole lot smaller. All I can do is fine tune what's already there, which had been a good structure, and just make sure the conditioning is there, and the balance has always been there. So yeah.
Just want to be more tone, how do you say? Tone.
You just make sure the conditioning is there,
Yeah, yeah.
which
And I
I've
think,
had it before, so I can revert back to getting it again, and so yeah. But I know I've got to get off here soon because I've got to be somewhere at 2:30.
well, man, we're not gonna hold you much longer. We do appreciate your time coming through. We just want,
Absolutely.
yeah, because we don't get to see you too often.
No, and I'm
Um,
sure people were wondering why I had even jumped ship and all of that. I mean, it definitely came down to some reasons that I thought I was going to make my career easier, but no, I just basically embarrassed myself 3 times. That's pretty much what I
well,
did instead of making it easier.
for me as a fan of yours, you didn't embarrass yourself. You did your best in something different for you, and it may not have worked out where you wanted to, but I think
Well,
to me
I
you look
can't even
pretty good.
say that I did my best because I still hadn't gotten the look I was shooting for yet. I had obstacles in my way that averted it. So I didn't even get to my best wellness look
Yeah,
ever.
take this as